Is HIIT better than steady cardio? There are three main benefits to exercise, and HIIT, or high intensity interval training, uniquely provides that third benefit. So make sure you stay tuned and hear it all out. Hey, I'm Dr. Ekberg with Wellness for Life, and if you'd like to get as healthy as possible and truly master health by understanding how the body really works, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so that you don't miss anything. Why do we exercise in the first place? What's the purpose? Why is exercise necessary for human health, to optimize human health? Well, we can look at it three different ways. The first and primary benefit of exercise is that it stimulates the brain, and movement stimulates the brain. So this is dancing or doing Tai Chi or stretching or playing hopscotch or tossing a ball. All those things activate your nervous system. They involve coordination and movement. So that's the primary purpose of exercise. The second purpose is circulation. It increases circulation. You increase your heart rate, you increase the output of the heart, so the increased heart rate multiplied by the increased heart output, how much it pumps with each heartbeat, means that even something like walking, where you might double your heart rate, you might actually increase your heart output, your blood flow, your circulation many times more than that. And what does circulation do? The blood circulating more and faster and reaching more cells means that you're delivering more nutrients and you're taking more toxins away. That's called drainage, and that's that's part of detoxification. It's part of staying healthy, is eliminating the waste products. The third thing that a lot of people kind of miss is that exercise is stress. And that can be a good thing and that can be a bad thing. So without stress, our bodies would continuously degenerate. They would just get weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker until they just fade away and die. Stress is absolutely necessary. It's the only reason the body has to respond to anything, to grow and get better. So think about a muscle. If you lift some weights, you build some big strong muscles, and then you hurt yourself, you sprain a wrist, you put your arm in a cast, you break a bone. Then a couple of months later, when that cast comes off, there is no muscle there because you didn't activate it. You didn't put any stress on it. You didn't give the body a reason to maintain that strong muscle. And the body says, hey, it must not be important. I'm not going to send precious resources to rebuild that muscle when it obviously has no use. So everything in the body has a purpose. There's a reason it's there, and we have to stress it a little bit. So high intensity exercise has the purpose of stressing the body. It's a challenge. It's a reason for the body to become more. If we don't push the limits ever, then the body is very comfortable. And there may not be anything wrong with that. If you're just content, walking and creating some circulation, then that may be enough for you. But there are tremendous benefits to high intensity exercise, because in order for your brain, in order for your nervous system to repair, in order for your nervous system to learning involves making new synapses. When nerve cells connect to each other, they create synapses and what's called neural networks. And the same process is involved with repair and rebuilding. So they're kind of the same thing, learning and repairing. And there are two hormones that are required, and they're called human growth hormone and brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Don't worry about the name, it's BDNF. And just know these two hormones are necessary. They're essential for the brain to make new synapses. And they have also shown very recently that with enough of these two hormones and enough of a challenge, your brain can actually make new brain cells altogether, not just synapses, but new brain cells. And they have found that it can make those in the areas of the brain responsible for memory. And that's a major concern for a lot of people. As they age, they lose their memory. Well, there is now a known mechanism that you can restore some of those cells, but it depends on human growth hormone and brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And the number one thing to produce more of these two hormones is high-intensity exercise. But you have to really, really challenge your body. You have to do something. You have to push your body to failure. So if you're doing push-ups, or you're doing squats, or you're doing high-speed stationary bike, you have to do it as if your life depended on it until you fail. Because then your body says, hey, what I did this time wasn't good enough. I need to get better. I need to become more so I can handle this challenge next time. And it produces as much as 300 to 400% more of these hormones. These hormones are so powerful as rejuvenating hormones that they're often given to the elderly as a way of restoring their health. The problem is when you add it from the outside, when you give it as a drug, it has side effects and it has the potential of increasing risk of cancer. If you do it naturally through exercise, there are none of the side effects, none of the ill effects. You have only benefits, only natural benefits from it. And the thing to keep in mind with the high-intensity exercise also is that because it is so incredibly stressful, you don't want to do much of it, because you want to do enough that you create a challenge, but not so much that you break the body down. Remember, exercise breaks the body down, then recovery allows the body to rebuild. So if you break it down too much, then it doesn't have the time and the resources in between workouts to recover and rebuild. So the key to high-intensity exercise is to increase gradually so that you know that your body's health and your physical shape can tolerate it. So you don't go right into just all out. You build up and make sure that your body can tolerate it, and you check with your physician if there's any contraindications or any reasons why you shouldn't be able to do that. And then when you do it, you can do as little as 5 or 10 minutes. There are different programs. You can check various different videos, look on the internet. HIIT, high intensity interval trainings. And some of these workouts you can do in as little as 3 or 4 minutes. If you include warm-up, you might spend 10, 15, 20 minutes. But the active time that you're doing this should be just a couple of minutes. So that also makes it very time efficient for people who don't have a lot of time to exercise. You don't have to have hours and hours. You have 15 minutes, you can do it. Oftentimes, you won't even break a sweat because it is so brief. And you also don't need to do it very often, because once you trigger that growth hormone to 300-400% increase, it stays high for up to 48, 72 hours. It declines gradually, but even 3 days later, you're going to have some residual increased level of that growth hormone. And therefore, you don't want to do it more than 2 or 3 times a week, because it is very stressful, but the benefits stay with you for several days. And another nice benefit for people to know is that growth hormone is a fat-burning hormone. So even though you don't exercise for a very long time and you technically don't burn all that many calories during the workout, you burn much more energy, much more fat for fuel in the days after the workout, because you increase your metabolism and you're increasing this growth hormone. If you enjoy health improving and life-saving content like this, then please share this information with as many people as you can. And if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that we can keep this content coming your way and that you don't miss anything. Thank you for today.